Alright, good morning, afternoon, or evening, everyone. Today I'm going to be playing the Tier 11 Super Cruiser Clausewitz. Here it is. This is the Super Hindenburg, and this is what it looks like, of course. This is a new one. You've been asking about this for a very long time, everyone in the comments and on Twitch and everything. You're like, when is it coming? When's it coming? You know, it's been in testing for so long, and finally it's here, as you can see. And yeah, so today the two ships you're gonna see on YouTube videos today are the Clausewitz and the Dalarna. Of course, there's the Dalarna that's out of NDA as well today at the exact same time as the Clausewitz. So you're probably gonna see videos posted from other CCs or whatever, and you're gonna see both of these featured. Well, I'm gonna be showing the Clausewitz first, and then another day we can show the Dalarna. But how do you get the Clausewitz and the Dalarna? Well, let's just talk about the Clausewitz. They're both the exact same. But it's the exact same system as the Pod 3 and the Edgar, where it's via bid. So the minimum bet is 100 million credits, and the number of lots is 500 for all 4 servers combined. Lot includes the ship, a slot, and the commander with 11 skill points, okay? Apparently it says the auction is uniform price, so all winners will pay the lowest winning bid, like last time. Around last time, I believe Edgar and Pod 3 went for around 250 million credits, but these are good. Okay, so the thing is, before we start, of course, I'm gonna just let you know, of course, I think this ship is gonna be pretty good, but is it worth 250 million credits? I don't think so, obviously, because that's a lot of credits. You can buy these things in 3 months or so. It says the update when they'll be released is 11.11, which is 2 patches from now. Currently, we're going to move into 11.9 soon. We're currently in 11.8. We're going to move into 11.9. That's when the bid starts. No, actually, it starts in 11.8. But on the 29th of September, it starts. But I wouldn't recommend you actually get it from the bid, of course, unless you're like turbo rich and you don't care. Obviously, I would recommend you actually just buy it via 50 million credits because it's much cheaper that way. And honestly, you'd save yourself a lot of, money. But in game, of course, I hope, as long as you're not buying these things with cash, please do not, unless you're turbo rich, but whatever. But yeah, so they're available for the bids, probably going to be 250 million average price, I would say, like last time. And well, of course, I would wait the 3 patches if you just don't care. I personally would rather just wait the 3 patches and get it like that. But anyway, so let's start off with the armor layout. Let's start off with the ship review. So we have 27mm nose armor, a slight icebreaker style, but it's not a full icebreaker. As you can see, the nose is open, but of course you do have slight icebreaker. You have a 30mm side armor, like Hindenburg. You have 27 aft. But what's special about this when compared to the Hindenburg, for example, you can notice right here, the Hindenburg is 30mm and Clausewitz is 50mm. That means you can bounce Yamato shells, Shikishima shells on your deck, which help you when it comes to angle tanking. As we know, Hindenburg was very good at tanking when basically the only ships in the game were GK, Conqueror, and Yamato, because, well, even though it gets overmatched by Yamato, most people used to play the others, which don't overmatch Hindenburg's deck. But nowadays, as you know, a lot of ships have been added in the game with 457mm guns and 431mm guns, where they can overmatch Hindenburg's deck and made Hindenburg significantly less tanky than it used to be. But through this Super Ship Edition, we have the 50mm deck, which gives you incredible amounts of tankiness when compared to Hindenburg, of course. Of course, you can get pen through the side, similar to Goliath, how it has like 30 side and then 40 deck. This is a 30 side and a 50 deck. So that's pretty nice to have. But for the Citadel, of course, just in case anyone was wondering, it is turtleback, of course. The turtleback is 60mm here, and then 60 here, 20, whatever. That is the Clausewitz. In terms of the armor profile, in terms of my commander build, I'm going to be running Gunther Lugens. I'm running Grease the Gears, Gun Feeder, Priority Target, Superintendent, Survivability Expert, Concealment Expert, Adrenaline Rush, and Top Grade Gunner. It's the same exact build as my Hindenburg. And then for my modules, I'm running Main Battery Mod 3, Concealment System Mod 1, Prop Mod 1, Aiming System Mod 1, Hydra Search Mod 1, and Spotting Aircraft Mod 1. So same exact as my Hindenburg as well. In terms of the camouflage for the ship, this is the permanent camo you have available. Of course, it costs some doubloons, 200 doubloons. This is what it looks like. I personally do like the look of it. Of course, I do like German permacamos, but it's only up to you if you want to buy a permacamo because they're only visual now. The alternate camo, if anyone's wondering, this is what it looks like, which I think it looks all right. I prefer the normal one though. I think this one looks all right too though. Anyway, so let's go into a game. All right, so here we are on Haven with the Clausewitz in a tier 10 game. So this is relatively easy in terms of matchmaking. We have 5 battleships. 5 battleships to play against. Vermont, GK, Iowa, Izumo. Of course, this would be even really good matchmaking in a Hindenburg, for example. So let's start off talking about what the Clausewitz is, right? So, I mean, basically, it's a super Hindenburg, right? As you can see, it has 62,950 HP. Quite a big HP pool for the ship. It has 18.5 kilometer gun range. It has Hydro 6 km standard. Spotter plane, it has 18.5 kilometer gun range. The reload is 9.2. And, well, it has 5 heals, of course, like Hindenburg. The torps are... I don't know how many you get, actually. How many do you get? You get 10 torps per side, so you get 20 torps instead of Hindenburg 16. So you get an extra torpedo per side, which could be good for YOLO rushes. But what's something you guys might have seen, probably heard about it before, really, before the ship has been, well, in testing, it was on the dev blog. This ship doesn't get an F key. What does that mean? Well, that means you don't have the auto-loading capability of pressing F, shooting 4 salvos or 3 salvos, or 2 salvos super accurate like Condi or Annapolis. This is not just literally a normal ship. That's just better than Hindenburg, which doesn't mean it has to be bad, right? It still could be good. As we saw with Patry, it was still alright. So let's see how this is. Of course, you trade off some things for, you know, you get like better range than Hindenburg. You know, it's just a better Hindenburg, on paper at least, right? It's just better than Hindenburg. So something you have to keep in mind when you're playing this ship is the turret angles are really bad, I think. Or they were really bad a few patches ago. But I think they actually changed them to be a bit better now. Let's do some research, actually. Well, I mean, this isn't too bad, actually. This is still really usable. Yeah, okay, actually they buffed them quite a fair amount. So that's an 11k salvo. I think the HE Alpha is also higher than Hindenburg's, by the way. We're gonna Hydro just in case there's torps coming. Oh. GK didn't DCP yet. There's double GK on our flank and Izumo. This could be really good. The issue is there's an Annapolis shooting us. But unless he's range mod, he's not really gonna shoot us for long. So you can see 5-6k salvos right now with 9 pens. Really easy shells to hit. These are... I mean, this is literally like playing Hindenburg, right? So... it's basically like playing Hindenburg, just better. Which is nice, obviously. Hindenburg's an awesome ship. I love Hindenburg. I hold my personal damage record in Hindenburg, as you guys know. I posted a video on it, 441,000 damage. So I do love Hindenburg. I've also played Hindenburg 1,200 times in randoms on my main account. Soon 1,300. But yeah. I think I overturned into a torp. Nope. I didn't. We're going to try get some damage on these GKs, if possible. Of course, we have the spotter plane extension with the time. With the spotter plane mod. We could turn into them, of course. As you know, we have a 50mm deck. That means we can actually tank quite a fair amount whilst pushing. The issue is when you're pushing, the gun angles are still really bad. As you can see, this is your pushing gun angles, which... but if you want to use all your guns, it's not too good, let's say. We need to set some fires. We're like not setting fires. And like to farm GKs, we have to be setting fires, guys. Fire. 30 seconds left on our spotter plane. Maybe we can set a fire on the Izumo before he goes out of range, of course. I think we're gonna have to turn in and run at them here, actually, because when the spotter plane dies, our range dies. So I think we're gonna have to just run at them at this point. Also, ignore me clicking secondaries. That's because, like, I don't know, it's a force of habit or something. I just click secondaries on people. It doesn't really do anything. Like, I could click here or here. It doesn't do anything. I'll try to stop doing it for the rest of the game. So I don't annoy you guys too much. But there's a Johan. That could be pretty good, actually, to damage. But I want to try kill this GK, because we are losing currently. We do need some kills to actually catch up. I think one of the biggest issues about this ship is the gun angles when you're pushing. Because, like, they're really bad. Like, extremely bad. So when you're pushing, you just have to take that into account. You have to be careful when you're pushing, because, well, if you're too broadside, you can get citadeled, right? That's, I mean, that's the downside, right? So... Fire again, double fire. He's gonna DCP that, highly likely. So look, you see our, like, here we're basically almost full broadside to use all our guns. You just have to be a bit careful, that's all. He DCP'd. As expected. Nostra versus Z52. Well, Nostra's triple the HP of the Z52, so he should win that. Okay, we got shot by the GK and our broadside. That's not good at all. I think we're dead. Nope, we're fine. Thanks to our 50mm deck armor. Oh, our Nostra shimmy got torped. Unfortunate. What I could do is, I guess I could run into the B cap. I don't think I'm gonna live for long if I do that, to be honest. But is what it is. Double permafire and GK. How do we go about winning this game? I think we have to, like, kill the Iowa in B. Oh shit, hello. For those of you wondering, the AP is also pretty good on this. Of course, like Hindenburg, it is pretty good, but when you're shooting like GKs at max range, you want to be setting them on fire, especially if they DCP a fire. You kind of want to relight those fires. So even when they go behind a rock, like in this situation, he's still burning and you still are racking up damage. But here I think I have to go dark and then turn right into the cap, because I will die if I don't do that. Okay. I'm gonna click F5 so my team helps me go into the cap. Sure, they'll be here soon. I have an incomp with me. He has to be careful though. I think he's less tanky than me, actually. We're not gonna Hydra yet. I want to save it for a tiny bit later if possible. I don't like this, that I'm having to be in here, because this is really bad positioning for me. Like, really, really bad. Torps 1. The Iowa I'm gonna be broadside to, full broadside to the Iowa. We have all those ships up there. I don't think we can stay in this camp actually for long. I'm gonna probably leave. Maybe Yamagiri can go inside it. Probably be better suited. Torpedoes up backbone. I need to accelerate or I die. 12k AP. Obviously you could take the improved AP damage skill. That is something a lot of people do on Hindenburg. I used to do it myself, actually, before I valued Survivability Expert over it. I don't want to die. Don't want to die.
Torpedos 8 aus.
And they almost shot me and the Vermont. Yeah. Alright, let's run. How much time do I have left? Not a lot, dude. Just felt like we lost the other flank and we kind of lost the game. But it is what it is. Sometimes these games do happen. And of course, that is the main... Can my camera stop bouncing like a fucking ship? Look at it. It's bobbing up and down like a buoy. Ugh. And I'm perma-stuck, dude, on this rock. Okay, I'm back. 1 minute 30 seconds left to kill something, so we extend the game time. I don't think that's gonna happen, so I'm just gonna launch spotter plane just to waste time. Definitely die here. Double fire taken. GG. Alright, so we ended up doing a 240,000 damage. We got 1 kill and 274 shell hits, 11 fires and a spotted ribbon. We got Wither and High Caliber. For team score, we ended up getting top of the team by 500 base XP. Unfortunately, we didn't really have a lot of base XPs here. It is what it is. Detailed report. We did 97k to the GK, 56k to the other GK, some to the Iowa, Johann, Hindenburg and stuff. And we took ourselves 84,000 damage. And then we did, here as you can see the distribution, mostly HE, but we had some AP. So here's the credits. We did lose credits in that game because we did lose. And of course, super ships credit output is of course still really bad. You could counteract that by running economic bonus, click plus, and you could choose one of these. But I wouldn't waste those on super ships. I would probably just, you know, play a premium ship and then you can play some super ship games after. In terms of my build again, I'm going to show it to you. I have Grease the Gears, Gun Feeder, Priority Target, Superintendent, Survivability Expert, Adrenaline Rush, Concealment Expert, and Top Grade Gunner. In terms of my equipment, I have Main Battery Mod 3, Concealment System Mod 1, Prop Mod 1, Aiming System Mod 1, Hydra Search Mod 1, and Spotting Aircraft Mod 1. And in terms of the ship and do I recommend it? Well, I think it's an amazing ship. I'm gonna play a lot of, like, this ship I'm gonna play it a lot because I love Hindenburg. And obviously this is pretty much just a Hindenburg but better. Obviously, I'm gonna still play Hindenburg a lot because I think Hindenburg is amazing, obviously. But Clausewitz is just better, right? It's just a better Hindenburg, and it's kind of like great, right? Obviously, that game we lost, sure. Obviously, unfortunately, we lost. But even in Hindenburg, in some games, you're gonna lose like that. Even in Condi, in that game, it's just unwinnable. There's some unwinnable games you'll never win, right? Like, there's just some unwinnable games you can't win, and that's okay. Obviously, long term, we can get some wins. Obviously, I'll have a good game in it later on when I do buy the ship. Because this is obviously not on my main account, as you can see. This is my press account. This is because I don't have the Clausewitz on my main account, because they didn't give it to us on our main account. We're gonna have to buy it like you guys, of course, if we want to buy it. So yeah. Obviously, we lost, and I know I showed the loss, but obviously that's the difference. That's the issue with live commentary, right? I can show you what I can do live commentary. That's the first game. That's the only game I have played on Clausewitz today. Obviously, I've played it extensively in testing, but I can't show you like those games because, well, they're different test variants, which I think actually were worse. So than this, and I have to say I got significantly higher damage numbers, and we were winning, obviously. But obviously sometimes a loss does happen, and that's okay. But is the ship good? Loss regardless, right? Is the ship good? The ship is a great ship. I like it a lot, obviously. Love Hindenburg, so I like Clausewitz. Do I recommend it? Of course I do. For 50 million credits, for 250 million credits, I wouldn't say you should buy it. I think you should just wait the 3 months, as always. That's what I always say, because it just not, even though it's a great ship, I don't think you should just buy it instantly. Like, I think you should just wait the 3 patches and then get it then. But it's always up to you. If you're rich in game and you just want it, go ahead. I'm just advising just in case anyone wonders, oh, Malta, you telling us to get it or something. No, guys, like, look, please. It's good. It's a great ship. I love it. But I wouldn't spend 250 million credits on it. I'd probably spend 50 million credits on it and call it a day. You know, it's a great ship. It's a great ship. But, you know, if it's through an early access system, it's kind of cringe. So, yeah. But it's up to you at the end of the day. So, have fun. I will obviously buy it and play it a lot because I love Hindenburg. And this is literally just a better Hindenburg. In comparison to other super ships, obviously it's no Condé. Conde's obviously like giga broken with that F key. But even though this doesn't have an F key, it's still a really extremely good damage farmer. It can farm a lot of damage, right? It can do fine. Obviously the issue would come along with winning games, because that's one of its harder points, because it's like a Hindenburg, obviously. My Hindenburg win rate, if I were to check, currently sits at, on my main account, over a lot of games, over 1,294 games. It's 69.78% win rate on my Hindenburg. I played the exact same, full concealment and everything. And I think 70% around win rate is pretty good. So I think you can pretty much achieve this in this as well. Obviously, you're going to be fighting Annapolises and Condés, because that's what you're forced to run against. But I think it can do fine against those ships as well. You just have to play it very carefully. But that's pretty much it for the Clausewitz. I hope I explained pretty much everything on the Clausewitz, guys. Pretty much everything I think I've talked about. Concealment, range, guns, armor, HP, torpedoes. Oh yeah, one thing that's really nice is it has air-based ASW, unlike Hindenburg, who has ship-based ASW, which is really sad for Hindenburg, but really good for Clausewitz, because ship-based ASW is some of the worst thing in the game. So having some air-based ASW is significantly, obviously, better. But that's pretty much it for this Clausewitz video. I hope you enjoyed. And I'll let me know if you have any feedback, of course. But yeah, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Big fan.